Hello, everyone. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to get in here. Hope everyone is. I gotta make sure my microphone's all right. Hope everyone's doing really well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in on Monday Night Football. I appreciate the fact that you all care what I have to say. Those who genuinely care, or those who who just want to get some video clips and make fun of me. It's whatever. It's all promo to me. So definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in and such. Um, um, well, guess what, guys? We got us a new quarterback, and his name is JJ McCarthy. Uh, After his play, and after, of course, Jim Harbaugh, who makes the ultimate decision, said so in his press conference. JJ McCarthy is named the starting quarterback for Michigan. Thing about it is, I've made it very, very open, that I disagreed with the process of Harbaugh making that decision. I preferred that he made the decision in camp. He did not do that. He made the decision, basically making it a 2-game trial between JJ and Cade. And hey, the thing about it is, JJ came out, did his thing and such. And yeah, that's it. Thing about it is, you can disagree with the process, disagree with all that, but Jim Harbaugh is the head coach of the University of Michigan. He made the decision. It's up to him. He's paid $7-8 million plus whatever bonuses or incentives that he may have to make the decision, and he called it. And the criteria that he put forth with these 2 games, yeah, JJ did his thing. JJ was virtually perfect in both games. He was 4 for 4 in his first game, and he was 13 for 14 against Hawaii in his first start. Of course, you can go off and say, "Oh, well, he didn't play anybody. He didn't do this. He didn't do that." You can do that, but the thing about it is, you still have to make your throws. I have a baseball background. You're not going to always face the best pitching as a hitter. So you can't, but you may face a team that doesn't have good pitching, go 5 for 5, hit 2 home runs, drive in 6 runs. It wouldn't be fair for the coach to say, well, you didn't face good pitching. Because in baseball, you can set a tee in front of home plate and get yourself out of the tee. And just like with that and with football, you still have to make your throws. Because, even if you're throwing against air or just running routes with guys, you can still miss them. And he didn't. He was on target. And his one miss was to Ronnie Bell, and it was still a good throw. Maybe probably it was a little tight window. If you're absolutely nitpicking, it was a tiny bit behind, but Ronnie should have caught that ball. And so really every single throw that he's made in his first 2 games have been on target. So JJ got his opportunity, and he ran with it. And based off of Jim Harbaugh's criteria, based off of what was laid out there at the beginning of the season, this was the right move. I think a guy who's missed 1 pass all year, 3 touchdown passes, looked good, and with a couple of those passes threw a perfect deep ball to Cornelius Johnson. I think it is absolutely fair, and I think it's prudent to see what else can JJ McCarthy do moving forward with better competition. I think he's earned that right, and I think as Michigan fans, we should get behind him and support him. Just being very honest with you. And I guess pose the question, where does JJ go from here? Where JJ goes from here, he has to continue on the path of development. Hawaii is probably the worst team, worst defense in the entire country. So that's not going to be a test. You're going to get a much more stiffer test. So the most important thing for JJ to do right now is to continue to learn, continue to grow, to continue to develop, and continue to make the right plays at the right time, and resist the urge to improvise when you don't have to. Because against UConn, you can just go through your progressions, go through your plays, and you'll be able to hit them. You don't have to do a whole lot of improvisation that way. So the more he does that, it's not practice makes perfect, but it's perfect practice makes perfect. The more he does that, the more he goes through his progressions and such, he's going to continue to grow and develop. And when it's time to be Superman, but not when it's not time to. And of course, you got to avoid those big hits, avoid injury. That's the number one thing you got to do right now. That's where you go from there. It's continue to grow, be a student of the game, live in the film room, and make sure that you're not leaning too heavily on your God-given ability, because he's got that. The throw that he made, the third touchdown pass when he stepped up in the pocket and basically threw the ball like a shortstop to Cornelius Johnson on that kind of improvised out route in the end zone. That's God-given. You can't coach that. Either you got it or you don't. That was impressive. That was very impressive. And so the continued thing is just continue to grow and develop. Trust your teammates, trust your preparation. And, hey, you got the juice, son. It's time to do your thing. So you got my support. And let's see what happens. Let's see what you do moving forward. And I think he can be great. Where I was wrong, I thought there was still some more time before he got to that point, but he obviously is looking like he's a lot closer than I originally thought. And hey, if I'm wrong, it's not the first time I'm wrong, and it won't be the last. So, hey, JJ McCarthy, rumble, young man, rumble. And really, I guess the other question I have, I have to put it on my little prompt here, but where do we go as fans from here? As fans, from a standpoint of JJ McCarthy, let's walk alongside him. Don't get too far ahead of him. Don't go to New York City and for the Heisman ceremony yet. Walk alongside of him because he's still a sophomore. He still has one start under his belt. And eventually, we're going to run into Big Ten teams that are going to have film on him and be prepared for him. So the more film he has, the more of a student he has to be. And of course, there could be growing pains in that. So it's important for us to be patient. If he's not a world beater one game, it's okay. It's okay. Let him grow, let him learn, let him develop. Okay, that's all I got to say. And let's grow with JJ instead of, expecting him to create water out of wine already. Okay, he can be great, but let's show patience and let's be patient. Let's be patient. Let him grow. Let him learn. Let him develop. That's what we got to do as fans. And if he has a game where he's not perfect, he's less than stellar, let's support him. Let's get behind him. That same energy you have right now where you're, JJ, you're quarterback one. I've never seen you do anything like that. That same energy that you all have in that regard, I want you all to maintain that same energy if he's less than stellar. You all use it to pick him up. Let's be different. Let's treat this one different, all right? Let's treat him different from Tom Brady. Let's treat him different from John Navarre. Let's treat him different from Chad Henry. Let's treat him different from Devin Garber. Let's treat him different from Shea Patterson. Let's treat him different from Cade McNamara. Let's support this kid and make sure that he feels loved and supported throughout his entire process of being a starting quarterback for Michigan. All right? That's what I have to say. And, of course, the other topic, where does Cade go from here? I love Cade McNamara, and I love his family. I consider them friends. I've spent time with them. I hurt for Cade right now because I know how hard he worked. I know how much he loves Michigan. I know how much he was looking forward to continuing to build his legacy at Michigan. And I know this is just not the best thing. It's not the best situation for him personally. But the number one thing right now that he can do is, he can't get so caught up in, why is this happening to me? But instead transition to what can I do? What can I do next? And also where do I go from here? If I'm Cade, the thing about it is Cade McNamara is a very good quarterback, a great quarterback. I don't apologize for my support of him. And the thing about it is he's got great football left ahead of him, whether it's here, whether it's somewhere else. And I'm also confident that he has an NFL career ahead of him in some capacity as a quarterback. And so the thing about it is he has to use this as fuel, use it as an opportunity to grow. And the thing about it is whenever you're young and you go through adversity, you go through an impasse like that, the good news about it is you always have, you always will be able to reference that in the future. And so I think even though the situation is unfortunate for him right now, and I'm sure it's something that's kind of eating at him, he has to use it right now to learn, to grow, to develop. And if I was him, I'm not him, but if I was him, what I would do is I would have to kind of psych yourself into, pretending it's 2020. and getting yourself to a point where you remember the mindset you had when you were Joe Milton's backup. Because the thing about it is when Joe went down, when Joe came out, Kay was ready. And Kay's got to be ready because you never know what happens. Because even last year when Cade had, got hobbled a few times, JJ went in spot duty. Of course, I don't wish any injury on JJ. I hope he's healthy and he plays well. At the same time, you never know what can happen, especially with equipment malfunctions, anything. Helmet knocked off, you got to come out for a play. So Cade has to be ready at a moment's notice and continue and basically really dig even deeper to be the best captain, best leader that he can be. That's all they can do. What's happened. You can argue about the process was wonky, is unfair. You can argue about all that kind of stuff, but it's over. I was upset about it, but it's over. All we can focus on is what's next. Because if we stay in the past, if we stay, in that last week of August, if you stay there, you can't do nothing. You can't help nobody. So you got to keep moving forward. And that's what I would encourage Kate to do, is to move forward and just be the best leader you can be. Dig deep. And the thing about it is, y'all, we got two good quarterbacks. So it's going to be cool. And just I know we got Monday Night Football. I'm going to get y'all out of here real quick. I appreciate you all for joining. I guess the Hawaii recap. Hey, Hawaii stunk, but it's still always good to go through the motions and do things right. I thought C.J. Stokes was amazing. I was concerned about Roman Wilson, but how bad he was going to beat up his former team, and he did. He looked really good. He's looking like that key playmaker that Michigan needs. Donovan Edwards, I believe, is shaken up. Hopefully, he's back and healthy. You've got, I think, Nakai Hill-Green. Hopefully, he's back as well. Jalen Perry, wishing him a speedy recovery. I'm not sure exactly the extent of his injury, but hope he's back soon if he isn't already back. So the number one thing is, lots of guys play, lots of guys got an intention. But the number one thing for Michigan is they got to continue to practice hard. You cannot let the less than stellar competition get you off your game, because here's the thing, Maryland's coming to town in less than 2 weeks now, and it's going to be a fight. And I think if they don't come ready to play, I've said it for the last month or two, that can be a very, very uncomfortable afternoon for Michigan if they don't come to play against Maryland, because that offense is high flying and all that. So yeah. So basically, for those of you all that joined late, I'll just run through everything real quick. JJ's named the starter. He's the guy, regardless of whatever, you think, or even what I think about the process and how it all happened. It's there. It's already it's gone. It's done. And based on the criteria that Jim Harbaugh laid out, JJ McCarthy is the clear leader, and he deserves to be the guy taking the next step. Of course, the position's rented. At the same time, he deserves that opportunity to fortify himself in that position, because he's earned it with his play, because he was virtually perfect. Okay, can't say nothing else about that. He was virtually perfect. JJ just needs to continue to learn, grow, develop, be a student of the game, live in that film room. That's what he's got to do there. Because that's really his next step in his development. Because you're going to face teams that are going to have you on film, be prepared for you, and that's when you even more so have to lean on your preparation and know where to go with the football at all times, and not always resort to tucking it and running, because we definitely need to keep him healthy and such. And Cade has to just dig deep, use this very unfortunate impasse right here that he's encountered, and he's got to use this to make him better, make him a better leader, make him a better football player. And he's got just great football ahead of him, and also he's still a play away, and he's got to be ready. And when he's ready, if we ever need him, it'll be return of the Mac. So of course, and we kicked Hawaii's butt bad. So I appreciate you all for joining me again tonight. Did you all have any questions that you wanted to ask me before I get up out of here? Anybody? Anybody? LFG Don, we love you. Patrick, you my boy. I appreciate it. Anybody else got any other questions? Anybody else? course, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can ask questions as well. Is JJ a Heisman winner? JJ has the talent to be a Heisman winner and a first-round NFL draft pick. That's the talent that he has. Of course, it all depends on what happens. You got to have some luck. You got to have some Heisman moments and such. You got to stay healthy. JJ McCarthy has the talent to win the Heisman Trophy and be the number 1 overall pick, bar none. Tell Cade we support him. Okay. Yeah, Cade's in the lab, man. He's kind of on his own. He kind of has his own Isle of Patmos moment from the Bible. He's kind of withdrawn away, getting himself right. But Cade's gonna be our guy. He's gonna be our guy. He's still gonna lead this team, whether he's on the field or whether he's not. He's gonna lead this team because that's his character. Anybody else got any questions about the defense, Don? Yeah. I mean, it's still yet to be determined how good they'll be, but we'll see what happens. We love Cade. Yes, I know. There's love out there. It's just the idiots who, are just being hateful and all that. Give him a hug for us. All right. Anybody else? We love you, Don. Thank you. Why did Jimmy handle it this way? I can't ask. Everyone's got their own reasoning and such. Like I said, I still don't agree with the reasoning and all that, but it's over. It's on Jim Harbaugh. It's up to him to make the decision. He's the coach. What he can put an orangutan out there. Of course, not to say that JJ is qualified to be out there. So I'm not saying that that it's JJ's just some dude he's threw out there. It's just that's his decision. That's what he gets paid to do. Simple as that. Cade saved the program. That's a really strong statement there. I think he was a part of the core with Hassan Haskins, Aiden Hutchinson that might have saved the program. He was a part of it, but saying he did kind of insults the other guys who helped as well. What will team chemistry look like now? Jonas Jaribgoat, I appreciate you, man. Always good hearing from you. Team chemistry, it's kind of the way I look at this is like a blended family. You got to get to know each other because they're used to Cade being their leader, their captain. That's really all they've known. Now it's JJ. And so it's going to take chemistry. It's going to take time. It's going to take communication. That's going to be very, very important for those who are on board with JJ to get on board. He's the guy. Either roll or get rolled over. So it's going to be important for everyone to buy in. This is the new order. And if Michigan's going to be successful, they got to buy in. Simple as that. Should I get a COVID booster? Talk to your doctor. That's all I got to say about that. Anybody else? That's a few more questions. All right. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. Well, like I said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on this amazing Monday night. We want Don merch. Okay, it's coming soon. I appreciate that. Cade needs to stay ready so he doesn't have to get ready. You're right. Absolutely. Do you know Cade and his family personally? Yes, I do. Anybody else? Are you going to the game on Saturday? No, I won't be there this Saturday. Spent the last 2 weeks in Michigan. I got to stay here where I'm actually paying to live. All right, a few more. Marisa, I love you. I love you very much. You my sister from another mister. The Mac will be back. He will. Whether it's here, whether it's elsewhere, the Mac, it will be a return of the Mac. I'm telling you, mark my words, there will be a return of the Mac. UConn score prediction, a lot to a little. I think most important thing is getting sharp, but you don't want to expose your guys too much because you don't want you don't want to get any injuries before conference play. So I think it'll be a sizable score, but I wouldn't expect 70, 80 points now. But it'll be big. Yeah. We're going to chill. I'm just going to answer questions until y'all get sick of me. Michigan record prediction. Man, we'll see. We'll know. Of course, I think they can win every game. I think 11-1 is not out of the question. We'll know most about them around that time. Are we thinking it'll be difficult for the rest of the team to buy into JJ as quarterback? I don't. If JJ is handling his business, if Harbaugh trusts him, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But that's on the coach. You got to recognize that. But if coach buys in and he's playing well, and coach sees fit to put him out there, there shouldn't be a problem. There is a problem. If there is a problem, then it is a problem. Lions win Sunday versus Washington. I don't know. They're an enigma. Do you think the offensive line conspired against Cade? They let him swarm twice. That's a really awful thing to suggest. Because these kids want to play. What I think happened, this is just my theory of that. What I think happened with the offensive line when Cade came in, I think you're up, you're kicking their butt. Whenever you're playing a game and you're up big, you kind of relax. I think they just relax a little bit, and of course, unfortunate for Cade because didn't get a chance to showcase what he could do. But to say they conspire, that's not right. JJ next line's quarterback. They need somebody. And if JJ's gonna be that guy, we gotta wait till the 2024 season. So, or 2024 season, because he's got one more year left. So, yep. All right. Anybody else? We're just chilling now. I've said all I have to say. Gotta say, man, you surprised me with this. You've been very humble during this broadcast. Appreciate that. Thing about it is, you got to realize that your feelings aren't an end-all, be-all. You have to look at the whole picture, and you have to look at everything. You can't just look at how you feel and what you think. You got to look at everything. So, yeah. MSU win next weekend. It's gonna be a tall order because Washington is a very tough place to play. Very loud. Husky Stadium is a very loud place to play. West Coast time difference. If Michigan State wins, Michigan State fans, you should do cartwheels. That will be a huge win. How we'll finish out recruiting the rest of the year. Top 10. Hey, never know. It's kind of the prime time for that is around now. So, yeah. One thing I saw from the offense and defense that was positive. Are you talking about the Lions, Marisa? If it's the Lions, I listened on the radio because I was driving back. I decided I'd get a chance to watch it. If I was on the team, would I be on board with JJ as quarterback or seeing his play? Yeah. You saw what he did. I want to see more. Let's see what else he can do. See what else he can do. All right. Flipping season. I love it. I'm going to take 3 more questions, and I'm going to let you guys get to Monday Night Football. Today's más preguntas. Miss Medina's proud of me. She's my Spanish teacher. Today's más preguntas. From the Michigan game. Okay, Marisa. They killed them. They dominated. Offense was good to see guys get open. Good to see JJ do his thing. Defensively, they were disciplined. It's not much to take. Hawaii wasn't much of a match. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Man, y'all got a burner account of my nephew, man. Y'all have no life. For real. Yeah, just yeah. You can watch the replay. I've already recapped the quarterback situation. All right, 2 more questions. Why did you like? Oh, okay. Why did you like the meme of JJ the Rock with a broken arm? That basically asked JJ to do one thing, and that's sling the rock. There's a sling on the rock. That's why I liked it. How I'm playing? Y'all have no life for real. To me, y'all have no life. Yeah, there'll be a replay up. There'll be a replay up. So, all right, last question. Yep, sling the rock. That's right. All right, I guess that's it. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in again, and the replay. I'll leave the replay up for you all, and let's go blue. And I'll be back later this week, and we'll do some more preview. Take care, y'all.